Okay, so I'm in Gimp and we're getting ready to create the first cover. So I have all my components now. I have my picture with the sky gone. I have my new sky ready to go. And I also have my inspiration. So I'm just using this picture as the inspiration. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up a template for the Amazon book cover. Now I have it saved as a template because I've created many different book covers. So if you don't have it as a template as yet, you're going to want to use these sizes: 1600 pixels wide by 2560 pixels high. And open your advanced options here. You're going to want to make it 300 pixels per inch, RGB, and over here where it says background color, we're going to choose transparency and click OK. So this is our template here. So the first thing we're going to do is bring over this picture here. Actually, I think when I am filming, when I'm screenshotting, the dragging a picture over is not working. So let me just go and pull it in using Open as a Layer. Okay, so let's see. Sky removed without sky. Here we go. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out so I can see the edges of the picture. And I'm going to resize it down into, okay, and then I'm going to click on Control-Shift-J, and that pulls it into an area where I can see it. All right, so I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger here. And I want the building to fill out the whole cover here. Okay, and then I'm going to scale it. All right, and then click on M for move and drag this down. Okay. All right, and that's the first layer that we have in place. So now I'm going to pull in the sky. So open as layer, and then let's see, it's called New Sky on Trans. Okay. All right, again, it's too big. So let me, first let me move it. And the first thing I'm going to have to do is put it below the mansion. So I'm going to click over here and put it down one layer. All right, now before I resize it, I'm going to see if I can find a nice spot for the clouds, because I want some clouds, but not too many. Okay. All right, so I think that's good. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, and now the next thing that we're going to do is create this gradient of color in the sky. So let me go back here, and we're going to use the gradient tool. So the first thing we're going to do is to create the color. Okay, so I click on my foreground color, go over and get the dropper, and then come up here to my inspiration cover, click on the darkest color blue, and then click OK, and that is now my new foreground color. So let me go back to our new cover, and what I'm going to do is select the gradient tool, and what I want is the foreground to transparent, which is this one here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I am on the sky here on the right layer, and then come up here, and I'm going to hold down my shift key so that I can draw a straight line. and then just pull this down until the darker color fills in the area that I want. And that's how simple it is. Okay, and then I'm going to just click on the background to let go. So now I have the darkened sky. And the next part is to just fill in your title and your author name. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on the title. I'm just going to, let me see if I can find Times New Roman, bold. Okay. And let's see, I'm going to use white. So I will swap these colors out and then click on the font tool. And I think we called this Mystery at Northwood School. So let's see here. Well, I'm going to need it bigger than this. So let's see, 100 here. I might need 200. All right, now why is this not showing? The reason it's not showing up is because if you look over here to the layers, it's underneath the mansion in the sky. So I have to click it up. And there it is. Okay. So let's see. MIST at, and then what is the name of it again? Northwood School. Okay. So Northwood School. All right, and then I'm going to select everything and grow this a little bit so I can fill in the sky. And then move it into place. And then down here, you would choose a second font if you want, and then you're going to fill in the author name. All right, and then this one I'll say 150. All right, it might need a little bit more than that, so let's say 200. Okay. Now, let me make it a little bit bigger here, 250. All right, that's good. Now, before I move everything into place, I just want to tell you about the guides. Now, everything that you submit for a book to be published on KDP is going to have have a certain sort of border here, so that, because there's a bleed line, I don't know the technical terms for everything, but it's better to make sure that everything is spaced with this little bit of an edge. You'll thank me for it at some point down the road. Okay, so I'm going to take the author name here and move it up a bit. Let me look at my move tool up. Now it's not really showing up that much, so what I'm going to do is click into it, click Control A to surround all of it, and then come up here to filters and down here to light and shadow, and then down to drop shadow. And the color is going to be black. I'm going to increase the opacity. I'm going to increase the amount here. Okay. And this is going to make the author name just a little bit, it stands out a little bit more with a tiny little bit of a drop shadow on it. Okay, so that's our first cover. It looks similar to the first one that we did. And as you can see, we did the dramatic sky. And I'm not going to spend too much time on the font or how to, align everything perfectly. You'll do that on your cover. So that's how easy it is to create a book cover using the foreground, midground, scene, and a dramatic sky.